We have them. We also wanted to ask our guests about another major theme in society today, addressing racial injustice. We asked for any advice they have for students on how they can use their voice to drive progress. And what advice do you have for young athletes, high school age or under, who may want to use their voice to address racial inequities?
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that means that they want this world to be a better place. And so I would encourage them to use their voice. And I think when we talk about, using our voice, sometimes young athletes might feel like they need to have a platform or a following, but we all have a following in our own lives. And I think it looks like our families and it looks like our friends. And so I think having some of those conversations and finding small ways to bring that to action as well is a great start for a young athlete.
Ooh, I think starting the conversation is so important, and especially with this year in 2020, we've been able to do that, especially through social media, and making sure that you are old enough to use social media and kind of aware of the things that can happen, because social media is a wonderful place, but it can also be a scary place, and making sure that with social media being kind of like the new newspaper, we're also educating our kids on social media safety, because it's something that is almost inevitable at this point, which is crazy. But using your platform and speaking to those around you, if you see something that's wrong, encouraging kids to speak up, and also us ourselves as adults, making sure that if we see something that we're calling it out and we're making sure people know, hey, this isn't right. So starting that conversation, I think, is a wonderful place to start.
It's really important that you fight for change. You keep your standards high. I think for a long time, it will seem uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't feel alone. This fight isn't just for, the Black community. It's not a fight that you should feel like you're fighting by yourself. Like I said, I had a very healthy relationship with my teammates growing up. And I think that the more you can have these open conversations with people, the better. And you want to pull everyone into the fight. You don't want to feel like it's you versus the world. So I think the more you can have open and honest conversations about change and how you want to inflict change on the world, I think the better. And you'll have support, and support is super important in order to make change.
But any athlete that's out there that's thinking about using their voice to advocate against racial injustice, I would just say, use it. You have a voice, you have a platform. Just find out issues that are going on, find out areas that you care about and that you're passionate about. Become educated in it and use your voice, use your platform on social media, educate your peers, educate your family members. And don't be afraid. Have boldness and have courage. There's no time like now. You've been given a gift, you've been given a platform, you've been given the resources. Use them to make the world a better place. Don't just think about yourself, think about others and making this world a better place for them.
What advice do you have to young athletes, high school age or under, who may want to use their voice to address racial inequities?
I think just be educated, be truthful, be truthful to number one, who you are. And really, like I said, this is a serious issue. This is a serious time in our country. Myself, I've used my voice, my platform to be at the forefront of what's going on in America. And it's something that needs to be addressed. And so it's something that, again, like I said, as a Black American, as a Black race, Black community, we've been experiencing it for some time now. And so again, especially you find yourself someone of stature or what have you, a celebrity or somebody with a name, then obviously your voice can go a long way. But even if it isn't, but obviously just standing in your truth and educating yourself about really kind of what's going on, and again, making it known that this is what I'm standing up for, and kind of just standing in the gap for a lot of people that like myself and others to come that are going to be experiencing some of these racial inequalities and injustices.
You still have a voice, and your words and what you believe in and your support of right and wrong still matter. It might not be on the platform that we as athletes are on, but you can go outside in your community and still make a difference, because it's the trickle down effect. Each one teach one. And as you teach and you learn and you have that conversation, things get better. You get it out on the table, and hopefully, like Adam said, you change people's views. You bring some people off of that other aisle onto the same common goal, and hopefully we all can make change together.
Use that voice. Your voice is so powerful. And use it, you're using it for the good. And it's so important to make the difference for the next person. I think it's okay to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I think that's so important to learn, because I was so uncomfortable going through the lawsuit. It was so hard. It wasn't easy. And so, but you have to be okay with that, because you know the bigger picture. You know the bigger picture of, we need to have more equality. We have to fight this. And especially the racial injustice, because, having that voice and changing your community, it starts in your community, and then it has a domino effect to the rest of the world. So use it. It's important. You will go places.